Since my length retention and hair growth improved so much since I started becoming conscious of these certain things I'll be mentioning. So I'm going to be sharing things that can boost your hair growth and increase your length retention just by following this hack. The first thing is working in sections. Anything I'm working in sections. It makes it so easy and reduces breakage. If you want to increase your length retention, the first thing is to have to reduce breakage. One thing about natural hair, we have a very unique section, and it's very easy for our hair to get tangled or very detangled. Working in sections helps to reduce that, so you don't have to be detangling every time. You want to style your hair. Anytime you want to style your hair, you don't need to be tangling every time. Working in section also applies to what you're washing your hair, your moisture routine, like anything you do to your hair. I suggest that you work in section. It also helps you evenly distribute your products when you're working in section. You're sure your conditioner is getting on every scalp, your product, every single thing is penetrating it in your hair strand. So that's why I said working in section really helps a lot. Once you can reduce that, you will be able to retain more length. So one thing I would say, working in section here is very simple. The habit you can make, you can actually add to your routine, and trust me, your wash day will be very easy. The detangling all the time can make your routine so long. So once you've been able to hack this, I'm sure you'll be able to your hair will grow longer. And on every strand, except you want your hair left, and you can be careful when you are getting your hair. You have to be patient. It's the best way to detangle your hair. Anytime you want to detangle your hair, please have a good conditioner, water, or good product each, so you can have a good sleep when you're detangling your hair. Putting yourself up for failure once you detangle your hair that is dry. You experience more breakage, and just know that dry hair breaks. So make sure anything you're detangling your hair and it has some form of sleep and some form of moisture going there. Water is your best bet if and it's very readily available. I would also say products that have perfect and good sleep. I use the Cantu conditioner. Um, your fingers are the best detanglers you would ever have. You can never feel like using your hands as the best detangler, and be careful to take them out. And one thing about detangling brushes, they would cause tension and snap your hair, and you have to be detangling. You have to be questions while doing this process. That's why I always suggest use your detangling, your hands as your detangler. And so your detangling process, please be careful. Don't be in a hurry, and make sure you're detangling and putting your hair back in sections so it doesn't get tangled up back. And you will notice you will be able to retain more length. The next thing is detangling. Be gentle, be careful, and be patient, like I said earlier. Another practice I added to my routine is adding shea butter as the last part of my routine, and adding it to the ends of my hair. Like when I understood that length retention, you need to understand that your ends are very important, especially if you're trying to grow your length. You would also actually start thinking you have been experiencing stagnant growth and for years now, and your hair is not growing. It's because of you're not taking care of your ends. So it's important to take care of your ends and retain more length. And make sure your ends are not always dry. Make sure your ends are moistured and have some form of shine. And shea butter makes your moisture to last longer. You can keep your ends moistured for days, like literally, especially if you have low porosity hair. I'll definitely recommend you using shea butter on your ends. So adding shea butter as my last step in my moisture routine locks in the moisture. And once I'm done with moisture routine, I make sure I tuck in my ends and not just wear my hair out. That's one way my ends are protected and you're able to retain more length and more moisture. I had to pick and be intentional about being consistent with my hair care, because moisture is something that should be on your top priority. A healthy hair has to be moistured. Dry hair breaks. So once I understood that, I knew that every week I had to be consistent with my routine. Understanding my hair is very important, whether it's moisture or treatment. You need to understand that you can only be consistent with your hair, and it really helped my hair so much. My length retention have been able to master my wash day routine and my moisture routine. If your hair is healthy, it will thrive and grow. So one thing to understand, healthy hair over growth, because if you understand that health is wealth, you definitely know that your hair being healthy is better than long hair with so much. uneven strands and split ends. So you need to know that your hair porosity. You need to know your hair porosity. I have a video on my channel where I talked about hair porosity. You can check that out. And also, when picking the right product for your hair, you need to do your research. You don't just pick random products from the counter. You need to do your research. You have to know your hair porosity before you actually buy any product. So it's important to do that. So if you don't know your hair porosity, go and check out my video. I'm excited to share that with you guys. Scalp massage, guys. Ever since I started doing scalp massages, they're like some form of therapy to me. I feel anytime I do scalp massage, it makes me sleep. Am I the only one? Like literally, I'll just be sleeping. I absolutely love this. There are so many ways you can use it in your routine. So the reason why I love scalp massage is because it helps to stimulate blood circulation on your scalp, which helps in your hair growth. I love to do this in my routine, pre-put treatment and hot oil treatment. And when I'm doing my moisture routine, I go in with a hot oil treatment and massage so that the product can get into every strand of my hair. It's like a treatment I give to myself to strengthen my hair. It helps to stimulate blood flow on my scalp and contains lots of benefits. It stops hair loss and also strengthens my hair. The price, I use a scalp massager. I can get it like anywhere. That's what I use for my scalp massager. So I can use my hands too as my scalp massager. And I use my scalp massager mostly on my edges because I'm trying to grow out my edges. As you can see, my edges here are already grown, but before I was actually struggling with my edges. I don't know what happened. I think it's because when I was much younger, I used to do like tight braids, all them braids. So that actually um messed up my front hair. And also scalp massage helps with edges. There's so many benefits to scalp massage. And the last thing I'm going to talk about is protective hairstyle and long-term protective hairstyle. So I've been able to retain more length just by doing protective hairstyles like throughout the year. Like this year, I've done my protective hairstyle for like three, three protective hairstyle now. And guys, when tell you that I've been able to grow, retain a lot of length, like literally. So you know how when you don't touch your hair is growing. That's the same method I'm using here with protective hairstyle. But with this protective hairstyle, I always make sure I do my routine. Like I don't just leave my hair idle and say, "Oh, I'm in a protective hairstyle. I don't need to do anything." So that's where most people make a mistake. You do protective hairstyle and then you just leave their hair like that. Your hair is not going to grow if you do like that. You need to do your routine, your moisture routine, your wash day routine is very important because I'm sure you can remember when you were much smaller, when you go to make your hair, you do braids, and then when you're losing your hair, you're literally seeing your natural hair coming out with the attachment because you're not doing your routines with it. You're not washing your hair. You're not doing your moisture routine. That's why your hair broke. So it's important that even as you're doing your protective hairstyle, make sure you're doing your wash day routine and your moisture routine to be able to see like good amount of hair growth. I've been able to reduce and retain more length by doing protective hairstyles for 2 months, and then I do my so the way I do my hair is that every week I always wash my hair twice. So I wash my hair on Tuesdays, I'll do my moisture routine, and on Saturday too I wash my hair. I'll do my moisture routine. That's in that way I'm able to like my hair is always moisturized, not dry, and I always make sure when I'm sleeping, I sleep with a bonnet. I don't sleep with my hair just laid down like that. That's another thing that causes people's hair to break that they don't know. Like you sleeping with your hair dry, so all the products you have actually put on your hair is going to your bed sheet, and your bed sheet going to absorb that, and then it leaves your hair dry. So it's important to sleep with your bonnet so that those products can still be on your hair and not on your bed sheets. And also when the products come to your bed sheets, it can give you pimples, rashes and all of that. So it's important to get a bonnet when doing your protective hairstyle. And yeah, so I'm currently doing a protective hairstyle right now, and I've been able to see like lots of length. My next video I'll be showing you my takedown process, like, and you see the growth. You know, I mentioned earlier that I did mini twist and I lost a lot of hair because of doing that. I regretted ever doing that. But now I'm trying to grow back my hair. So I'm going to tell you guys that this thing actually say works. Like literally, my hair has gotten short, but doing this routine has like grown my hair back. So when I do the takedown process, I'll show you how my hair was before and how it is now, and you will definitely see the difference. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you in my next video.